Make Winnie the Pooh themed treats with me as a 15-year-old treat maker. This order was a total of 4 dozen chocolate covered treats, 1 dozen chocolate covered pretzels, 1 dozen chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats, and 2 dozen chocolate covered strawberries. To color all of the chocolate, I'm using Color Mill's oil-based food coloring, specifically in the shades yellow, sage green, and sky blue. These treats were for a baby shower, and this is actually my second time doing Winnie the Pooh baby shower treats. The first time that I did this theme was in April, and still to this day, those are my favorite treats that I've ever made. It never fails for something to go wrong whenever I'm doing an order. As y'all can see, I had finished a chocolate covered pretzel and went to show y'all, and it just dropped in the edible paint. That brings me to tell y'all that I'm using edible paint, and it's called poppy paint, and I'm using that to write these bee trails and the word honey. You can find them on Amazon, or you can just look them up on Google. People sell them on Etsy. And these little honeycomb sticks that I use for the Rice Krispie treats I also got on Amazon. I really do need to make an Amazon storefront because most of the time I buy all my products off of Amazon. When making chocolate covered strawberries, I make sure to insert 2 toothpicks in the front of the berries. That way I have more of a sturdy grip whenever dipping them. And then I cover the backs of the strawberries whenever they're dry to prevent leaking. And then here's how everything turned out. I absolutely love it, and I honestly would do a million more Winnie the Pooh themes. Make a $150 order with me as a 15-year-old treat maker. This order was a total of 6 dozen treats, 2 dozen chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats, 2 dozen chocolate covered Oreos, and 2 dozen cake pop. They only wanted 2 simple colors, light purple and light yellow. I also added some gold splatter on everything. So you just see me dip the Rice Krispie treats and do this gold splatter on them, and here is me drizzling them. Here's what they look like after the drizzle's been added, and then here's a real-time drizzle. Now here's me doing the Oreo. I push the Oreo down in the chocolate, scoop it up, shake the excess off, and then scrape up, and there an Oreo goes dropping. But that's okay, I just picked it up and dipped it right back in the chocolate. And now here I am doing the yellow one, and then I'm going to carry the gold splatter on and do them on these as well. And then now I'm doing a drizzle over it. I just think it looks better. It gives it a cleaner look whenever the drizzle's over the gold splatter. And then here I am dipping the 2 dozen cake pop. And people ask me all the time, what do I do with my leftover chocolate? I'm using the same exact dipping cup throughout this whole entire order. I just add more white chocolate and food coloring to the dipping cup whenever I go to do the next treat. And then here's the finished results. Watch me make 9 dozen baby shower treats as a 15-year-old treat maker. This order consisted of 3 dozen chocolate covered pretzels, 3 dozen cake pop baby rattles, and 3 dozen chocolate covered strawberries. For the colors of this order, I did a very light baby pink shade, which I used Color Mill's oil-based food coloring, obviously in the shade baby pink, and then also half of the treats were just plain white. Whenever this customer messaged me asking if I can do these like baby rattle cake pops, I was very uncertain, and at first I even said that I'm honestly not even sure how to do them, but all it took was for me to watch a few tutorials on TikTok, and I told her, let's do it, I know how to do it. And it honestly was so simple. Instead of using cake pop sticks, I used little plastic straws, inserted 1 cake pop and dipped it. Then I filled the straw with some sprinkles and inserted the other cake pop ball and dipped them. I did 1 in vanilla and 1 in chocolate, so whenever you shake them, it's supposed to sound like a baby rattle. For this order, I charged a total of $265, and here's everything finished.
Make a $97 treat order with me. Hey cousins, your favorite treat maker is back with the highly anticipated video. I've been teasing y'all about these groovy treats, but I'm about to show y'all how I made them. Let's go. Today we're using yellow, pink, and orange because the theme is young, wild, and 3. Thought I was gonna be able to use that mold, but I didn't know you had to put the batter in there, not the dough. But treat makers, do y'all like the cake pop mold better than hand rolling? Now the decor ate down. Like, I still can't believe I did that. Like, y'all, I'm literally getting better with every order. But next was my favorite part, time to dip. Y'all see I like to separate everything by color. Customer sent me this great idea to make these flower Oreos. They were so cute and easy. Shout out to my man. He put my stand together. My picture's about to look so good. Hope y'all ready. Like, I don't even want to get this treat set away. I've really outdid myself. I am beyond proud. $97. She got a dozen Oreos, Rice Krispie treats, wafers, and cake pops. Do you think I charged too much or not enough? Y'all, I just could not get over the detail, and these colors look so good together. Let me know what y'all think. Make a $40 treat set with me. Hey cousins, your favorite treat maker is back. And today we're doing a classic blue and white order. First things first, we're gonna melt our favorite girl. And if you don't know, that's Great Value almond bark. Now to color the chocolate, we're gonna use this satin ice oil-based food color. If you get gel, it's gonna mess your chocolate all up. For today's order, we're doing 1 dozen Oreos. Yeah, real clean. And 1 dozen pretzel rods. Treat makers, do you dip your rods or do you roll them in the chocolate? I dipped mine today and I'm kind of feeling this method. I added this cute decor and these are some of the molds that I use. They are linked in my Amazon storefront in my bio. And this is how the treats turned out. Let me know what y'all think on a scale of 1 to 10. For $40, she got 1 dozen Rice Krispie treats and Oreos. Do y'all think that was too much or not enough?
Hey y'all, come with me to make a main squeeze order for a baby shower. I like to do my Rice Krispie treats first because I feel like the Rice Krispie treats are faster. That's why you'll always see me start off with the Rice Krispie treats. This is my large party package, which comes with 12 treats a piece, so 48 treats total. I like to break down the days that I do the treat. I used to do my treats like Friday nights and then have my customer pick them up Saturday morning, but I've learned that would keep me sleepless and I would be so exhausted. So I say starting maybe like on a Wednesday, then finishing up everything Friday. Right here I'm showing y'all that this is the same baby pink. And yes, this is color meal that I'm using. So I don't know what had happened the first time, but I had just remelted some chocolate and used like 1 or 2 drops of the color meal to get this baby pink that I'm using now. If you use baby pink and color meal, do you know what I'm talking about? How sometimes it can kind of look like it'll be darker than what it's supposed to be. I do like to let my molds sit in the freezer for about 5 minutes. It's just so that the chocolate can harden up. This is me just doing my pretzels. I do like the spoon method now. And I think I'll keep doing it this way with the spoon. Now I'm just showing you guys me dipping the cake pop. I like to shake as much chocolate off as I can, just so that it's not a puddle of chocolate. And I'm just going to show you guys me drizzling some of the treats. My phone ended up going dead, so I wasn't able to get the decorating part. And when I'm drizzling, I like to use the same color because it kind of gives it a clean look to me. So I just stick to the same color for the drizzle. At the end, I'm going to show you guys the finished result. I do like to put my pretzels in a box and then decorate them because it kind of gives me a better mindset of where I want to place everything. And y'all let me know in the comments, would y'all pay $200 for this order? I think it came out well and I think it was well worth the $200, but that's just my opinion. So y'all let me know. Hey y'all, come with me to make a $120 treat order. The theme is Princess/Barbie. Right now I'm starting on the Oreo. I printed these images out with Canva. I just found a circle template and then I put my images in them and I use my edible printer to print them out. Now I'm using a 2-inch hole punch to cut out my images. I usually used to get my images from somebody, but I was like, man, I have a whole edible printer. Like, I'm sure I can learn how to do it myself. So I just got this hole puncher on Amazon and this is my first time ever actually just using it. I actually wish this image was a little bit bigger, but this is my first time ever using circle images on Canva and I really didn't know what I was doing. So if anybody know like a good template on Canva that I could use, please let me know. Now I'm just filling up the molds with chocolate. I actually got this mold off of Amazon as well. And I like this one better than a silicone one because the silicone one is like you have to add so much chocolate. And sometimes the images kind of move around once you go to place it in the freezer. So this one is way better. And I think it's like $10 and you get 2 off of Amazon. So it's actually a great deal. Right now you see me shaking up the mold. It's just to get any air bubbles out before I place the Oreos in them. And then I kind of like slightly push down on the Oreos just to make sure that they're filled up with chocolate. I don't really like to push down too hard because then you'll be able to see like the Oreo through the chocolate, if you get what I'm saying. But I also don't like to add so much chocolate in them because I don't want them to be too sweet. That's why you kind of see me shaking it again. It's just to cover up the chocolate. And then I'll use my little spatula to finish covering up the back for the ones that I can. But the ones that I can't, I'll add just like a tad bit of chocolate. Not so much, just a little bit. And once I get done filling them up with chocolate, I'll pop them in the freezer for about 5 minutes. And then you'll kind of see me in a second start shaking it a little bit more just to even out that chocolate so that it's not like just a puddle. And these are the Oreos when I took them out the freezer. As you can see, I'm kind of like going around in a circle with the molds and popping them out. This is the images. They came out very, very good. So I was so proud of myself for this being my first time ever doing the circle images. I have printed edible images out before. It's just never been for my Oreos. And right now I'm just about to do that same process over. Just this time with pink instead of white this time, since the colors are pink and white because it's Barbie and Princess. I'm just showing you guys how I did it again. The color I'm using is baby pink and color meal. I love color meal. That's like the only oil-based food coloring that I use because it doesn't seize my chocolate up. It works just fine every time. That's the only thing I use. And right now you'll see me just speed it up because it's just the same thing that I had did the first time when I was dipping the white ones. I'm just giving you guys a visual of me dipping them again. And in a second you can see me about to pour a little more chocolate on that middle one at the bottom, but I was like, oh no, I could just use my spatula to cover the rest of the cookie. This video isn't slowed up either. This is like real time of me drizzling. I love this drizzle. This is kind of the only drizzle that I already know how to do, but it's so cute. Now I'm just showing you guys me adding on the edible foil sheets. I also got this on Amazon. It's just so cute. It kind of adds like a cute little touch. And I tried to incorporate the silver since that's what the invitation had on it. And this is me just drizzling it again. These cake pops are so cute. I love doing the circle cake pops versus the square ones. For some reason, the square ones always give me a hard time. I don't know why, but it just be so hard and my wrist be hurting trying to form the ball. And I usually don't do the square ones unless a customer asks me. And then this is me just drizzling up the pretzels. And then I'm going to show you guys my Rice Krispie treats next. And don't forget to watch it to the end to see the final product of this order. My customer loved it so much. They were so pleased and it matched their decorations perfect. I was so happy.
I know it's been a minute since I posted a video, and y'all, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what is going on. I just have so many unedited videos sitting in my camera roll, and I'm like, I just need to get this footage out. Like, I need to edit and I need to post. So with that being said, I promise I'm done being inconsistent. I'm back with the videos. So here we are making a 4th of July party order. This isn't even a party order for a customer. This order was completely free because it was for me and my family. These treats were for a 4th of July cookout, so I'm not gonna lie, I was being pretty basic on the decor and the designs because it was just for me and my family. I don't really have a big family, so it was just a couple of people that were going to be eating these treats. So I didn't really want to waste any supplies or just any food. So I just made a little dessert platter of Rice Krispies, Oreos, strawberries, and pretzels. Nothing too fancy, and I just drizzled everything in red and blue, but this was just cute and simple. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I give it a 10 out of 10.
I made these super cute caramel pretzels for a gender reveal, and let me show you guys how I made them. I'm going to be using these pretzel rods from Baker's Bodega, and I'm also going to be using some soft caramel. I believe this is from Welch's brand. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. But anyways, we're going to slowly go ahead and wrap this around our pretzel rod. Go ahead and do this very, very slowly, you guys, because you guys could rip this up. But this is what it ends up looking like. We're going to go ahead and dip them in some chocolate now. I'm using Merkins from Baker's Bodega. You guys know that I have a code with them for 10% off, which is Magali, so you're welcome. Also, you guys are always asking me how I get my chocolate so smooth, so if you guys want me to do a step-by-step tutorial here on TikTok or Instagram, whatever the heck, please let me know down below and I might maybe do it. So I really wanted to keep these cute and simple, so I'm going to be dipping them all in different colors. So obviously we're going to be doing 4 white, 4 blue, and 4 pink. And since I'm keeping them cute and simple, we're going to go ahead and stick with the classic drizzle. I am going to be putting molds at the bottom of these, so they're not going to stay too simple, but they're still going to be really cute. For the last 4 pretzels, we're going to be using the color Candy from Color Mail and doing this cute little soft pink. I think this pink is so adorable. And of course, just doing that classic drizzle on these last 4 as well. I did add a couple molds at the bottom of these to add a little bit of extraness to them, but they came out so cute.